In the year 1431, in the shadows of the Carpathian Mountains, a child was born who would become a legend. His name was Vlad. His fate was spoken. He would inherit the iron will and the formidable strength of his father. He will be feared and respected. This child would grow to become Vlad Dracula or Vlad the Impaler, and his name would resound throughout history. In the 15th century, Eastern Europe was a cauldron of political battles, warfare, and shifting alliances. At the heart of this tumultuous era was Wallachia, a principality caught between the expanding Ottoman Empire to the south and the powerful Kingdom of Hungary to the north. Because of its strategic location between these two mighty powers, Wallachia became a battleground for control. The princes of Wallachia, known as voivodes, were often forced to navigate a treacherous political landscape, balancing their allegiances to avoid the wrath of either side. Vlad was the second of four brothers, born into the noble family of Vlad II, who later became voivode of Wallachia. Before that, he was ordained into the Order of the Dragon and was sworn to defend Christian Europe against Islamic invaders. This earned him the name Vlad Dracul, or the Dragon. The surname Dracula simply means son of Dracul. Vlad's early childhood was spent inside the relative safety of the fortified walls of Sighisoara. From a young age, the young boy observed knights and soldiers training in the courtyard, honing their skills in swordsmanship, archery, and horseback riding. In 1436, Vlad moved to Târgoviște, the capital of Wallachia, when his father ascended to the Wallachian throne. It is here that he would be immersed in a world of violence and would be initiated in the arts of war. He began his own training early, practicing with swords and learning to ride horses, all under the watchful eye of seasoned warriors. As the son of the voivode, Vlad received a noble education. He learned Latin and was tutored in history, literature, and governance. Vlad's father instilled in him the values of the Order of the Dragon, chivalry, military honor, and the duty to defend his faith and homeland. These principles formed the foundation of his character. Vlad was close to his brother Radu, and they spent a lot of time together. He was also close to Ileana, the daughter of a Moldavian nobleman from a neighboring region. Together they would adventure outside the city walls to explore the surrounding forests and mountains. During Vlad's father's reign, Wallachia began facing immense pressure from the Ottoman Empire, which sought to consolidate its control over the Balkans. At the same time, relations with the Hungarians were deteriorating quickly. Seeing the opportunity, the Ottomans ordered Vlad II to become a vassal of the Ottoman Empire and pay tribute in the form of gold and silver to the Sultan. Resistance to this offer would mean a harsh response. The Ottomans were a terrible threat and were known for their brutality. They carried out raids and pillaged towns and villages. Christians faced forced conversions, enslavement, and execution if they resisted Ottoman rule. In 1442, Hungary had become a threat. With an attack looming, Vlad needed to secure the support of the Ottomans. To demonstrate his loyalty, the voivode agreed to send his two sons, Vlad III and Radu, as hostages to the Ottoman court. This was a common practice in those days and was considered an act of good faith. The two boys were reluctant to go, but they had no choice. It was a necessary step to protect the people and the land. "You have been prepared for this moment all your lives," the voivode told the boys. "This is your duty. Learn well, stay strong, and never forget who you are." The journey from Wallachia to the Ottoman Empire was long and arduous. The route taken by Vlad and Radu, accompanied by a contingent of Ottoman guards, traversed the rolling hills and dense forests of Wallachia through the Carpathian Mountains. After that, they crossed the expansive plains and towns of Wallachia, already under Ottoman control. They finally arrived at the Danube, the very end of their homeland. Crossing its waters meant they were now in Ottoman territory. After weeks of travel, Vlad and Radu arrived at the Ottoman court in Edirne, the empire's capital. The city was a hub of commerce and culture, with its majestic mosques and bustling markets where spices, textiles, and exotic goods were traded. Edirne was a stark contrast to the quiet, rugged landscape of Wallachia. As they approached the Sultan's palace, the scale and opulence of the Ottoman court became evident. The towering minarets and ornate architecture spoke of a power and wealth beyond anything they had experienced before. Inside the palace was a hive of activity. Officials, guards, and servants moved with purpose, each playing a role in the vast machinery of the empire. The brothers were about to meet the man whose power loomed over their homeland. They were brought before Sultan Murad II. Welcome, sons of Vlad Dracul. You are now guests in my court. Your conduct here will reflect upon your father and your homeland. The Sultan then signals to an advisor, a man by the name of Ishak Bey, who steps forward to address Vlad and Radu. You will be given every opportunity to learn and grow within our court. You are to study our language, our history, and our ways. Understand that while you are our esteemed guests, your actions will be closely observed. Loyalty and respect for the Sultan are paramount. Any deviation from this will be seen as a direct affront to his generosity and will be dealt with accordingly. This first encounter with the Sultan marked the start of a new chapter in Vlad and Radu's life. Ishak Bey was tasked with overseeing the two brothers during their stay at the court. Over the next few years, the two boys received an Islamic education. They learned the Turkish language and studied Muslim culture. But while both brothers were exposed to the same environment and experiences, they would take profoundly different paths from this moment on. Radu embraced life at the court, integrating well into Ottoman society. His soft temperament endeared him to the Ottoman elite, including the Sultan. Vlad, on the other hand, harbored deep resentment towards the Ottomans. He saw his captivity as a betrayal and a humiliation. As he grew older, he held on to his determination to resist Ottoman influence. He never forgot the words of his father and the values he stood for. Strength and honor, my son. Never let them see your weakness. Our land and our people must be defended, no matter the cost. But it was in moments of exposure to the court's darker practices that Vlad's view of power and cruelty was forged. One day, Vlad is drawn towards the commotion in the royal court where a prisoner was about to be executed. He made his way to the front of the crowd where he saw the man being brought before the executioner. It was a Wallachian man, accused of treason towards the empire. The execution left a lasting mark on Vlad. As the years passed, he became accustomed to the brutality he witnessed. Floggings, beheadings, and impalements were part of the daily life at the Ottoman court. These gruesome spectacles were designed to reinforce the absolute power of the Sultan. Meanwhile, in Wallachia, the years passed and the political landscape changed. Across the northern border, the regent governor of Hungary, a man by the name of John Hunyadi, also known as Iancu de Hunedoara, saw a great opportunity to extend his empire's dominance in the region. The boyars, the aristocratic class of Wallachia, had become increasingly influential within the principality. These nobles owned vast estates and large fortunes and had historically enjoyed their autonomy within Wallachia. They were very influent and had considerable sway over local governance. Many of them held key positions, and some even served as advisors to the voivode. The boyars feared the Ottomans and their imposition of Islamic rule, which would certainly mean the end of their way of life. Vlad II's alliance with the encroaching kingdom alienated the boyars. Seeing this golden opportunity, John Hunyadi provided the boyars with military and political support, promising to protect their independence. On a night in early December 1447, John Hunyadi and a group of Hungarian soldiers mount a coordinated attack on Târgoviște. They are let inside the walls of the city by conspiring boyars. They quickly reach the royal palace where the voyevod was residing. Vlad picked up his weapons and attempted to rally his royal guards. His eldest son Mircea was by his side, ready to fight. "Stand your ground. Do not let them take us." But his commander looks distraught. "It's too late, my lord. The city has fallen. We must surrender." The swift, coordinated assault left Vlad II with no chance to mount a defense. They were captured as the invaders took control of the palace. Vlad II and his son Mircea were executed publicly. This was meant to demonstrate the complete shift in power and to deter any opposition. Vlad was beheaded, and Mircea was blinded with a burning iron and then buried alive. After the coup, John Hunyadi and the boyars placed Vladislav II on the Wallachian throne. Vladislav was Vlad's rival and belonged to a noble Wallachian family who had strong ties to the Kingdom of Hungary. In late 1447, news of their father's death reached the two brothers. By 1448, tensions between the Ottoman Empire and the Kingdom of Hungary had escalated. With the demise of their ally in Wallachia, the Ottomans needed to secure their northern borders and project power into Central Europe. It was time for Sultan Murad II to make the move he had betted on all these years. Vlad is summoned by the Sultan. "Vlad, your father and brother have fallen. Wallachia must be retaken at any cost. As the eldest son of Vlad Dracul, you are the heir to the Wallachian throne. With our support, you will mount an army and head to your homeland to reclaim what is rightfully yours. You have learned much in your time here. Use those lessons well. You will have our support, troops, provisions, and guidance. Do not fail us." With an army at his command, Vlad set out from Edirne. All these years spent in captivity, he had dreamt of this moment. He had never showed his hate toward the Ottomans, as his father had taught him. While he was eager to reclaim his homeland, in the back of his mind, he was very aware of the strings attached to his newfound power. "Father, brother, I will not let your deaths be in vain. Wallachia will rise again, and those who wronged us will know my wrath."